Hey guys, Jason the X with part 2 of our RC review. Now we have reformatted the R08 Azalea Avenger from Mastermind Creations. Now, I really do like this figure. However, I like the robot mode a little bit more than I like this mode. But let's get into that in just a second. You got this nice reformatted box. They got a nice shot of the Azalea Avenger on there with her swords out. And what I really like about this box, it's got magnetic clasp and a window. So, yeah, you got some nice artwork of RC on the inside, and like I said, magnets. We deal with science here. There's a shot of her on the side. There's another one there, and there's a shot of some of the poses that this bot can get in, and they are really good. I really love the posability on this figure. She's got a lot of it. Now for a comparison shot, here she is with the Perfect Effect Motobot that we just saw and the Generations RC that just came out. So yeah, that's a look at the bunch. Like I said, we're doing these comparison reviews, and you can check out either one of these reviews right here. Right here. I'm going to put them right here. So just check those out there. But anyway, let's get back to the Azalea Avenger. And this is more of RC in her Cybertronian mode. It's kind of a hover car. But yeah, and I like how all the weapons will pin on. These are the blasters in the back that form thrusters. Now, I will say that getting her legs in position is a little bit troublesome, and I'm thinking about maybe at the end of this review we're going to go back into the vehicle mode. You can see here the swords are on the side. You got a little cockpit here. There's about 3 different shades of pink going on here. We got this one. You got this pink up here. Well, maybe like 2 shades. She does have these thrusters on the back, which are articulated, and I just popped off what is the little stand that it comes on. And it just pegs into that tab right there. Well, that slot right here. I think it works the other way. No, actually it doesn't. It only goes in one way. So, kind of idiot-proof, even though I was going to try. So yeah, it just keeps it off the ground. And if you got to put it on the ground, it still has the same profile. And this part is just kind of an extra piece. I mean, you can set it like this. There's no wheels or anything. It's just a hover car mode. But yeah, it's still, like I said, really nice figure. I like this compact design. It is very small. So to get on with the transformation here, we're going to go ahead and just pull these swords off. And we're going to pull the guns off, and they just click in right there. And let's take a look at one of the pistols right here. These got a little bit of transformation. You just take the handle and pull it down, and you got a very high-tech looking blaster, and they are identical. And I love this kind of silverish pink on here. Really cool. I don't know if that's coming off as well, but it's really like a kind of a silver with some purple or pink thrown in there. Looks really good. And as far as her blades, she's got some really long blades. You just fold these out. I think Proto Shots had these blue at first. I think I would have rather had them blue. But I think some of her IDW showings, these were actually this color. And they got a little bit of a point on them. So, and these are very delicate. So I would take care with these. They're really thin, and just, you know, like I said, be careful with them. So yeah, nice little blades there. And on with the transformation. Now, they say you can leave these pieces on here during transformation, and for this time we're going to. Even though I've seen a lot of reviewers just take them off right away. But you want to just pop these out a little bit, bring them up, and kind of bring them out like that. Next you want to take these legs, and they're pegged into this part right here, which actually is a forearm brace. Just want to pick those up and bring them down. The knee here. And as you can see, she's got a very good double jointed knee. We'll get into that more in the articulation. Like I said, just bring this up and down. Now, here's where some of the difficulty comes in, and I'll just explain it instead of retransforming her back to vehicle mode, because it could take a lot. You see, she's got a little joint here that's actually a rotation joint that'll make it go halfway. And what happens is you want to make sure that's cranked all the way over, but keeping that in place while you move the leg around into the position is kind of a pain in the butt. Also, her hands grip a little post inside of the thigh. So getting all of that to stay together while you're trying to transform her is a little bit dicey. That's all I got to say about that. What you can do, and I didn't do that here, make sure her hands are turned around, and then bring them down and actually peg them into the legs. That'll help you a lot. And I didn't have that done here, so you know, hey, we all learned something here. I screwed up. So with those peg in there, and like I said, you want to make sure that these are rotated as far as this joint here will allow, because it's easy to turn the thigh after you've turned this outer piece here. So I'll make sure that's in a position and then just kind of rotate that over. So like I said, once again, you want to make sure that the white part of the thigh is in, and then rotate this in, despite what the instructions say. And that'll keep the legs a little bit straighter. That's how they should look when they're staying there now. And it helps having that go in there, because it helps the position where the arms are going to go, because the arms are on two double joints, so they're a little bit hard to keep in place. But anyway, so now that we've done that, you want to go ahead and pop those hands out in those little joints. Take this thigh piece and rotate it to the side. And that part where that tab on the wrist, there's a tab on the ball joint on the hip that's going to tab right into there, that same spot. And same thing over here. So there we go. So I don't think there's any need to really show the transformation backwards. Then you just take her feet and angle them forward. And there you have the bottom half of her all formed up. So we're going to move up a little bit here, and next you want to take these pieces, get them out of the way, because you're going to unpeg these, which they were supposed to be pegged in anyway. Take the arms up. This piece right here unpegs from that shoulder piece, and that shoulder piece unpegs from there. So you got 3 pegs, well, yeah, you got 2 pegs going bam, bam, and then bam. So bring the arm down, rotate it forward, make sure this brace is to the back, and then rotate the hands around. So once again, you just want to untab this portion, bring it down, untab that, rotate it around, and bring the hands up. So there you go. Now with these side pieces, you want to make sure this is where things start to get kind of messy with these 2 panels here. And as you can see, they do move in and out. They do just pop off. And for the rest of this review, we'll just pop them off, because they just secure with this tab, and this tab. Right here, right there, and right there. So you got 3 points where these secure on. Next, we want to take this back piece here and bring it, well, I'm sorry, you want to take these panels here and bring them up. And then you can kind of see inside to the inner workings. There's a lot of hinging going on here. But you want to just bring this part up off of here. And there we go. And I just pulled it right out. So, so this is where things get kind of fiddly with her. But see, you want to get this headpiece in here and through. I'm sorry if I got off camera there a little bit. So you bring that up and in, and then what you need to do is get her head kind of up into this portion here, like that. So you can get this little tab down so that the back piece here can actually, and you got to kind of collapse it down a little bit. Like I said, this is where things get really kind of a pain in the butt on this one. Okay, there we go. You want to make sure the helmet is down towards the back of here. And that should bring it down enough that it will tab in right there into the helmet, which I can't get it in there now. Alright, there we go. So yeah, it just tabs together like that. So like I said, we open this up. Let's try that again without like totally ripping it off of the damn ball joint. And luckily all these are just on clip-on joints. They're very forgiving, so if anything pops off, it'll go right back in. So anyway, now that you got her head around, you want to take the chest piece and bring it down. And once you do that, let's get her arms out of the way first. And once you do that, you want to take this part and bring it over so you can get a little bit of clearance, and it rotates at a joint right there in the roof. So you just want to do a complete 180 there. Bring this down and just flatten everything out to the back. Turn her head around, and there's kind of like what we show with the Perfect Effect Motobot. You just want to kind of bring these in and push them into here. I don't know why she doesn't want to do it now. Oh, this part actually has to be down, I believe. So yeah, there's a lot of bits and pieces that are rotating here. No, that was for the transformation into hover mode. So yeah, you want to bring that down and in there. And just bring this forward. Alright, so that gets it into the slot, but it doesn't seem to be locking in. And I know it locked in a lot better than that before. Just take that butt flap and bring it down out of the way. But it doesn't seem to want to lock in. And it almost seems like this should go a little bit further down. And I just popped it off again. Like I said, and this just clips in there. I don't know why this is giving me such problems now. See, I question if this doesn't actually go back into the other hole there. Let's see. Wow. No, it can't go down there because that's, I think we already tried that. So okay, we'll do that, and that should get it closer to the back. So you just got to really tuck that behind this butt flap part, and then get that in there. And she just kind of she's supposed to friction joint into there. But I think that might be just more my figure than anything. And afterwards, you just kind of position her little hip skirts here, and there you have Azalea in her robot mode. Now, hold on now, I got to get these on here. These little front fender pieces, you just take those and plug them back into where they were before. You want to kind of angle them up. And there you have Azalea in her robot mode. And this is a really nice figure. Right off the bat, looking at that head sculpt, she has some very nice, shiny eyes. I mean, these aren't light piped, but they are pretty nice. Now, the Perfect Effect head was way different than this one. This is very G1. Got the nice helmet there. And really dig it. Really dig it. On top of that, she also comes with a really nice card. I mean, this is some thick card stock here. Just, yeah, nice little card shot of her there. And you've got some tech specs on the back. And she does come with instructions. Well, the instructions are on this side. There you go, another shot of her. And it tells you everything that you're supposed to do, kind of. So yeah, it did show on there that I was supposed to do that. It also shows some of the points that you have to really watch out for. And look at that, there's some new stuff coming. You got Impactor here. On top of that, for all of our comic fans, she does come with a nice little comic book kind of telling her origin. Or, well, telling a battle that she's in. And it's really cool. You should check that out. So back to her. Now, I'm sorry she fell over there. Kind of want to make sure that all of those joints are pegged in and that these are pushed out so that they don't interfere with the leg posability. So like I said, there we have her in a robot mode. You want to take her pauldrons and just push them up a little bit. Now the only thing is, like, her arms are on double ball joints. So you got to kind of position one to get the other. So yeah. If you move one, it just seems like you're always trying to, like, position her arms into a decent pose just because of the way that they are. And I'm not sure why she keeps falling over. I got my little stand here isn't that even, so yeah. So, and her head popped out again. I'm finding more issues with this figure the more I go along. Like, I've seen, like, some test shot reviews of her, and didn't expect this. Now, granted, I think the pauldron back here is actually pushing in, and it's keeping her head from lining up there. Might just be me. So anyway, on to the articulation. She does have some nice articulated feet. They will go up and down more for the transformation, and they will tilts. Double jointed knees. Ball joint at the hips. Very, very good ball joint at the hips. The side skirts are on little ball joints as well. You've got some waist articulation because you've got a ball joint in there. Well, it's not really a ball joint. It kind of goes back and forth, and it'll twist as well. You've got a ball joint on both sides of her torso in there. Actually, is it just one side or both sides? It looks like both sides. Nope, it's just one. So, but anyway, she does have a ball joint in there. The hands will rotate, and this little guard piece will rotate with it, so just watch that. Double jointed elbows, and like I said, she's got a ball joint here, and she's got a ball joint in the shoulder going into the chest. So, yeah. Articulation, she has it in spades. I tell you, I can't wait to, like, put some pictures on Instagram of her striking some really cool battle poses and everything. The only thing is, like, when she's got so many joints, you're always, like, straightening up one to make her look like she's standing normally. So, she's got a ball joint on the head too, but it's fairly shallow, mainly because of this piece back here and the fact that her chin hits down. So yeah, they could have trimmed that up a little bit. As far as the guns, she does have two of these pistols that we showed earlier, and she holds those really well. Got that open hand here. And when she's not using these, they just peg onto the sides of her hip like a gunslinger. And some people complain about this back skirt back here. I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. You can actually take this and bring it up in there, but you'll lose some articulation with that, so I just leave it down. It doesn't bother me. And also, her swords, you can store those on the back, on that one flap that we pushed up. You can take them and just kind of push them onto there. And so they store back there, but for the end of this review, we're going to have her holding both of them because they are cool. Even though they seem a little overly long. And she can actually dual wield, well, she can two-hand one of these swords because she is so posable. But I like to have her with two in her hands, and they look really nice. And this other piece here, you can actually fit that into the back of a foot. I don't know why. It's just you can put this somewhere. It'll help her stand. And yeah, you can use it as that. It's kind of a little stanchion piece, a standing piece. but I like to leave it off. It is one loose piece. I'm not worried about it. It's just a little stand, so no biggie. Anyway, nice looking bot. I really like this one. I don't know, like I said, I don't want to rank either one of these because I really like all three of them. But let's go ahead and take a look at her with the other three sisters. And here we have the Masterminds Creations Azalea, or RC, standing next to our Generations RC and our Perfect Effect DX01 RC. So yeah, she's taller out of the bunch of them. I really like her weapon storage. I don't know about her swords versus the RC, the Perfect Effect swords, but they're certainly better than the Generation swords. I don't know how much I like these. It just seems to be a lot going on there. But yeah, she stands a little bit taller than the rest of them, and I'm amazed at the different shades of pink that are shared between all of them. But yeah, they're all good-looking figures. This is where, you know, you guys are deciding. I'm just telling you what's out there because there's a lot of RCs available. So anyway, guys, that's been this review. Let's move on to the review of Generations RC. I'm Jason the X. I'll catch you on part 3.